We all know the legend. Winston Churchill, the cigar, the V sign, the voice that growled defiance and basically willed Western civilization into surviving. We will fight them on the beaches, never surrender, finest hour. The man's PR campaign was, and I mean this, 10 out of 10. No notes. But what if that legend, the man who gave us that finest hour, was also the 20th century's most brilliant, passionate, and disastrously overconfident ideas guy? Think of Churchill as a Silicon Valley startup CEO. This guy is all about the big, disruptive vision. He's amazing in the all-hands meeting, inspiring everyone with soaring rhetoric about market disruption. But you know what he hates? Spreadsheets. He despises the operations team. He thinks logistics is just a buzzkill word used by sad little people who lack imagination and synergy. He's the guy who stands up at the whiteboard, draws a big circle labeled victory, and then gets bored and leaves the room before anyone can ask, how do we actually, do that? We're told Churchill's story is one of bulldog defiance. But the untold truth is that his entire career is a repeating, almost comical pattern of brilliant, world-changing what-ifs that immediately and catastrophically collapsed the second they hit the cold, hard reality of a supply line. Today, we're not talking about the legend. We're talking about the fatal flaw. Now, to be clear, Churchill's fatal flaw wasn't malice. He wasn't evil. He was just arrogant. It was pure, uncut hubris. You have to understand, this guy was a 19th century romantic cavalryman who somehow got trapped in a 20th century world of industrial meat grinders. He still thought wars were won by guys on horses with shiny swords, not by factories cranking out artillery shells. He genuinely truly believed that willpower, boldness, and sheer audacity were tactical weapons. He thought a daring stroke, that was his absolute favorite phrase, he should have copyrighted it, could magically solve any complex geopolitical or logistical problem. He saw logistics as a problem for the accountants. He was a visionary. So let's set the stage. It's 1915. The Great War. The Western Front is a static, idiotic, meat-grinding nightmare. It's just mud, barbed wire, and millions of men getting vaporized by machine guns. It's a war of attrition. The side that runs out of 18-year-olds last wins. It's boring, it's gruesome, and it's predictable. And Winston Churchill, as First Lord of the Admiralty, basically the civilian head of the Navy, hates this. It's not elegant. It's not daring. So like any good startup CEO stuck in a bad quarter, he decides he needs a pivot. He looks at a map. He's looking for a hack. He spots it. Why are we trying to go through the front door in France? That's stupid. Let's find a back door. His eyes land on Germany's ally, the Ottoman Empire. His big idea? He wants to knock Turkey out of the war fast by sailing a fleet of battleships right up the Dardanelles Strait and parking them in front of their capital, Constantinople. On paper, it's a genius what-if. It's elegant. It's bold. It completely avoids the trenches. It's a 10 out of 10 pitch. There's just one tiny, insignificant problem. It's a complete logistical fantasy. A delusion. It's a plan made by a man who assumes the enemy's job is to just roll over and die when you do something daring. Let's imagine this Gallipoli pitch in a modern context. It's the big meeting. Churchill is at the whiteboard, buzzing with big idea energy. Right, chaps, maps up. Okay, Google Maps. I need a route from London to Constantinople. Fast as possible. Oh, and can we add a filter? Set avoid Western Front. Yeah, just uncheck that whole attritional warfare box. And let's make it naval only. I really want to impress the board with this one. Hashtag war_cabinet at Winston Churchill CEO @channel. New OKR. We're knocking the Ottoman Empire out of the war. Quick side project. Shouldn't take long. I'm projecting we'll have this wrapped by Q3. At Admiral Fisher, head of engineering. Wait, what? My teams are 100% committed to the North Sea Fleet. That's our main product. You can't just requisition my top assets for a side project you just thought of. At Lord Kitchener, head of Product Army, This is a Navy thing, right? My devs, soldiers, are fully allocated to the France sprint. Please don't tag me in this. I've got my own roadmap. Churchill, of course, ignores all of this. Why? Because his entire plan is built on a what-if scenario that relies on three massive, world-endingly wrong assumptions. 1. That his old-ass battleships could just ignore modern sea mines. He literally believed the ships could just float through them? Or that the mines would be, I don't know, polite? Number 2. That the Turks, the legacy system he was attacking, were lazy, incompetent, and would fold instantly. This is classic CEO hubris. The competition is dumb, they'll never see our genius move. Number 3. That if the ships did fail, the army could just show up. Like just materialize on a random beach with no plan, no maps, no supplies, and win anyway. This is where the what-if truly disconnects from reality. You can almost hear him talking to his phone. Siri, find me 75,000 men, 10,000 mules, and 5 million rounds of ammo. And have them delivered to a unspecified beach, exact location TBD. Oh, and can they be there by Tuesday? And make sure they're daring. Thanks. So Churchill hits go on his brilliant app. And this is where the app doesn't just glitch. It blue screens, it catches fire. The entire campaign becomes a non-stop, horrifying stream of error messages. The grand old Royal Navy battleships sail into the Dardanelles. They are immediately met by exactly what everyone except Churchill predicted: rows and rows of modern sea mines. And artillery. Recalculating. Route to Constantinople is blocked. Obstruction, mines. Mock notification, payment declined. Your naval supremacy subscription has expired. So the naval hack fails. Does our CEO apologize? Reevaluate? No. He pivots. Churchill screams, fine. If we can't sail there, we'll walk there. Land the troops. The problem is, the troops weren't part of the original what if. They're a rushed patch. They're not ready. The maps are wrong. The plans are vague. But the Turks? Oh, they are very ready. They've been watching this naval disaster for weeks. Mock notification, location sharing enabled. Mustafa Kemal, enemy commander, has been notified of your landing at Anzac Cove. Now here's the what if versus reality. The what if, a brilliant, daring dash inland by heroic soldiers who will seize the high ground. The reality, the Anzacs are dumped on the completely wrong beach. Instead of a gentle slope, they are staring up at a series of sheer, vertical cliffs. It's a logistical nightmare from the first 5 minutes. Mock notification, alert, your Google Maps data for this region is inaccurate. The beach you selected is now Suvla Bay Cliffs. Good luck. This is the real core of the failure. The troops are stuck. They're trapped on tiny, crowded beaches, totally exposed, with sheer cliffs behind them and a motivated Turkish army in front of them. And this is where Churchill's hatred of spreadsheets comes home to roost. Because the soldiers have nothing. No, seriously, nothing. They're in the blazing Turkish summer and they have no clean water. They have no reliable food. They have no way to evacuate the wounded. The supply line isn't just slow, it's non-existent. Mock notification, your Amazon Fresh order for water is delayed. New ETA 48 weeks. Mock notification, your troop morale battery is at 10%, 5%, 1%, powering down. The entire daring stroke degrades into a hellscape of dysentery, trench warfare, and total futility. The campaign becomes a static, pointless meat grinder, exactly the thing Churchill was trying to avoid. Mock notification, new user review for Gallipoli campaign, 0 out of 5 stars, terrible user experience. The beach is nice, but the management is non-existent. Got dysentery. 0 out of 10, would not invade again. The brilliant CEO? He's fired. Utterly disgraced. He resigns from the government. The ideas guy is for now out. So you'd think he'd learn, right? I mean, you'd think that the single greatest what-if disaster of the First World War, a failure that cost hundreds of thousands of lives and got him fired in disgrace, would teach him a little something about hubris and spreadsheets. You'd be wrong. Fast forward to 1943. Churchill is no longer just the ideas guy. He's the prime minister. He's the full-stack CEO. He's got the keys to the entire company. And he's just itching for another daring stroke. The moment arrives, Italy surrenders. This creates a power vacuum in the Mediterranean. And Churchill's what-if brain immediately has another brilliant idea. Chaps, look at the map. The Dodecanese Islands. Leros. Kos. They're wide open. Let's seize them. And why, you ask, did he want these random little islands? To create a backdoor, to get Turkey into the war. This is not a joke. This is Gallipoli 2, Electric Boogaloo. It is literally the same plan, the same part of the world, the same backdoor strategy, the same part of the world, the same backdoor strategy, the same obsession with Turkey. The only thing that's changed is the calendar. This time, his board members, the Americans, are not interested. They're focused on the main event, the cross-channel invasion of France. Visual, another fake Slack message. Hashtag allied_leadership at Winston_Churchill at FDR at Marshall Gents. I am greenlighting my brilliant Aegean backdoor plan, requesting full U.S. air and naval support. This is a game changer. Mock notification, your resource request for Leros campaign has been seen by at FDR. His own generals are screaming at him. Prime Minister, we have no air cover. None. The Germans, the Nazis have total air superiority in that area. But Churchill, he doesn't care. Boldness, he cries. Audacity. He ignores his entire operations team and sends in British troops to occupy the islands. And he forgot about one tiny, insignificant new piece of technology. The Luftwaffe. The German Air Force. Visual, stick figure British soldiers on an island. A dark stick figure plane appears above them. Mock notification, warning, you have entered a no-fly zone actively controlled by Stuka dive bombers. Mock notification, new user, Luftwaffe, has entered the chat. The Germans don't even bother with a naval assault. They just sit in the sky and bomb the British garrisons into dust. The Royal Navy ships trying to resupply them are sunk. The British soldiers, completely cut off and with no air support, are either killed or forced to surrender. Mock notification, your garrison at Leros is typing. Pause. Mock notification, your garrison at Leros has been deleted. It's a total humiliating disaster. A perfect repeat of the same fatal flaw, a romantic 19th century idea, a complete disregard for the new technological reality, this time air power, and a catastrophic, willful failure to check the logistics. He never learned. So, what's the untold truth? Let's be fair. Churchill was a great man. In 1940, when the whole world was on fire and Nazism seemed unstoppable, what if we just don't surrender? Was the only idea that mattered. We needed that insane, irrational, romantic hubris. His defiance saved the world. But that same what-if energy, when misapplied, was a strategic disaster. We needed his defiance in 1940, but we also desperately needed a chief operating officer to follow him around, take away his car keys, and force him to look at a spreadsheet. The lesson of Churchill's disasters is simple. The most brilliant strategy in the world is just a fatal flaw if you forget to check the map. Or to put it in an equation, hubris plus boldness logistics equals a really, really good story for a History Channel. Subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss the next strategic meltdown.